What's going on, folks? Come on over. Today I'm going to show you how to tell if your guitar's frets needs worked on or not. A real quick, easy way to do it. And then I'm going to start on these frets on this. I don't know if I'll show that in the video or not. But anyways, come on over and we'll get into this. It's the old Martin guitar is what I'm talking about. Let's do it! Alright, before we get started, one of you, I can't remember your name without having to going in and looking it up. One of you wanted me to measure this guitar. I'll tell you what the measurements was. It's a little guitar. So let's do that real quick. From the tip of the headstock to the back of the guitar right here is 37 inches. Actually, it's 37 and 1/4. 37 and 1/4 inches. Okay? Across the bout, the upper bout here, 8.5 inches exactly at the widest part. Inside, 7 1/4. The widest part back here is 1 foot and 1/4. 12 inches, 12 and 1/4 inches. And the thickness of it, it's a little bit wider back here. Thickness of it at this front bout is exactly 3.5 inches. And back here it's 4 inches. I can see the difference in it. So whoever it was asked me for those measurements, there you go. If I forgot anything, just let me know and we'll do it again. Alright. Shit, I gotta go get radius gauges. See what the radius is on that. I'm gonna guess it's pretty flat. I'm going to guess 20, but I will see. Hold on. Alright, welcome back, folks. Let's see what we got. Here's the 20. You can make these really easy out of paper. Right, here's a 20. I'm going to guess that's what it is. I always take like a flashlight and, you know, look in. See if you see any light coming between this area and the fretboard. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not. If I could hold it up there, you might. And get my hand out of the way. And the light don't work. There we go. Can you see any light? You shouldn't be able to. Now up here there's some significant wear in the fretboard itself. So you're going to see some light get through up there where those bore marks are. But yeah, it's a 20 is what it is, for sure. Exactly a 20. Yeah, you can make these. Say if you wanted to make a 20, this one right here, if you wanted to make one of those with that 20 inch radius on it, take a piece of paper or cardboard or whatever, stick you a pin into it, tie string to the pin, measure the string out 20 inches, cut it off. I mean, you know, where you can make a circle and then you cut that out and you'll have a 20-inch radius, if that makes sense. I got videos explaining all that, telling you better how to do it if you want to look those up. Alright, how do you check your frets to see if they're wore out? You color them all blue first, or that's what I like to do. I can see blue really well. Now I won't hold you for all this. In fact, I'll stop the camera about right now until I get the frets colored blue. Shaking like a bitch tonight. Bad night to do anything with my hands. Then what good night is there? Alright, well, welcome back. I got them all colored. There's a lot of divots wore in those frets. I've got a 20-inch radius block here with very rough sandpaper on it. That's probably about 80 or 100 grit. And that's alright because I already knocked the nut out too. I guess I should have probably done that on camera. I'm just going to go over this a few times. I'm not really applying any pressure to that. Now let me show you if I can get the camera to focus on this. If this will work, I'm going to show you where the frets are wore. Hold on. Alright, if you can see those little blue areas that are still blue, that's low spots in the frets. These up here are not quite as bad, but they're more so on the unwound strings, the high E side. I hope the camera's picking this up, man. I'm not seeing it in the camera, but everywhere you see a blue dot is where the fret is worn. See, they're not as bad down here. That area right there is the worst. Damn, I can't even talk today. Can't do much anything for some reason. Bad day altogether. Welcome back. Now, all I gotta do is just keep doing this. That sandpaper is really taking them frets down quick. Or the frets are soft. I'm going to keep doing it until those little blue dots are all gone. You don't see any blue at all. You don't see any blue. Of course, I'll make them blue again. Sweep it off after I get some time on it. And I'll sweep it off and mark them blue again and check them one more time. Go over them very lightly. And the dots should all be gone at that time. You know, a lot of people, a lot of luthiers, I see them take I used to do it. I still do it sometimes on a flat neck like that. It's not got much radius. But a lot of them will take a sanding beam, or those things I use, can't think of files I use, and they'll completely level the frets. Well, if they're not wore very much, I like to use the radius block that fits, you know, matches the fretboard, and you're keeping the radius in it, plus you're taking the wear out. You're still leveling them, but you're keeping the radius in there. I'm not applying very much pressure, but I can see dust, for lack of a better word, fret dust. So it's grinding them down pretty good. I won't keep you here for this. I just wanted to mention that a lot of times, if they're not worn very bad, or if you have, you know, fairly flat board, I would probably distance fairly flat. Normally, I would probably use a beam on it, but no more than they're worn down. I would rather do it this way and keep the radius. What little bit of radius it's got, it's very little bit. And then, you know, the rundown after I get this done, got to crown them again, put a crown back in them, polish them with all the fret erasers I've showed you guys before. I probably won't show much of this stuff on this one, maybe a little bit. This fret right here is still blue on the base side. It's weird. It's like that side of the fret is low. Anyways, hope it helps somebody. You want to be very careful back here and not get off either way onto the guitar top. Someone has probably replaced these frets at least once. Because, you know, a guitar that old, 100 years old, they should be really worn out. And from the looks of the fretboards, got, some people say it's the fingernails dig in and make those marks in the fretboard. I think it's that, and it's probably them squeezing too hard, the cord. I do that myself, way too hard. My hands is all screwed up. I can't tell. Y'all know all about that. I'm not going to go there. Anyways, I hope this helps. One more thing I might mention. I use these little short blocks. A lot of people ask me why I don't get the long ones. I like these short ones because a lot of times if I'm doing a compound radius on the neck, you know, I can change blocks, just do an area, you know, and then have a transition area to the next block radius like that. That's why they're little blocks. But this sandpaper on here, a lot of y'all know this. I got a lot of new subscribers. I want to thank you guys for that. thank the old subscribers, and thank the patrons. Now, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, this sandpaper on here is really rough, and that's good. That's what I want, you know, to start with. But I was going to tell you the old trick to doing that, in case you don't know it. I know most of you probably do. Stick painter's tape to your block here, okay? Then stick painter's tape to the back side of your sandpaper. And then just put a little bit of super glue on that. Slap them together, man. Let that set for just, you know, set up good before you used it. And, you know, it's easy when you get done, just peel it off. And you can either use the sandpaper again later, maybe, or not, if it's not worn out. This is not worn out. In fact, this has hardly been used at all. As you can see, it's a pretty rough grit. You probably can't see it. It's pretty rough grit. Anyways, that's an old trick. I've done that for years, man. I don't remember where I learned it from. But, yeah, if I wanted to change that, see, just peel it off and then stick new tape, this painter's tape, like you see me, I used to see me tape the frets all up with it. Stick painter's tape to the block, stick painter's tape to the back of your sandpaper, and super glue, CA glue, whatever you call it where you live. Stick the suckers together, and you got a working block, man. Alright, I'm not going to keep you here because this is going to take a pretty long while, man. Pretty long time. And I'm not going to hold you here through it. Thank all you guys again, the ones I said. The ones that's not watching, not subscribed, that watch my videos, the 85% of you. Subscribe, baby. Takes 2 minutes. Hit the subscribe button, and you'll probably be glad you did. Cheers to y'all. I love you. See you next time.